We have a new world record for the Division 2. And that world record is 58 crit chance, okay, and 876 crit damage. Here, take a look. All right, let's test this sucker out. So we're going to switch over to the Backfire. Let's drop our booster. And all of a sudden, we are now hitting for... it's looking like 1.4 million. Okay. Oop, I see 1.5 million to the chest. So probably, what, 1.6 to the head? Let's see. Yep, 1.6 to the head. 1.5 to the chest. Let's see. We are sitting at 58 crit chance and 876 crit damage. I have never, in my entire division anything, have ever seen numbers this high before. This is by far a world record. 876 crit damage. Let's go! What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video, and shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And in today's build video, I'm going to bring to you a new world record crit build that, well, it took me... there's actually two different ways that you could build this, and I'll explain that here in a second, but it took me some testing to figure out exactly how to get the numbers up so high, but we cracked the code. So, if that sounds good and you're excited, sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from. But world record build, how did we get our crit so high? It's actually tipping scales. This is redonkulous. It truly is. Because you get the tipping scales buff of, what is it, like 525% crit damage, something stupid like that. And then you add it with Grupo and One Piece Improvised, and that's it. You're good to go. Now, I did find out that you could switch this and go like Grupo and Chill Out Mask and get the same results there, but you will lose a little bit of crit chance due to the Chill Out Mask. So this is technically the best way to go for crit chance and crit damage, but you could switch it up with the Chill Out Mask, but you would be losing crit chance. So, this is the way to do it. Now, first question up is this viable? The answer is no. It's no. All right, let's be real. This is a cool build to try out. I had a few people mention that they were wondering what kind of crazy numbers they could hit with like the Backfire and tipping scales. So I felt like putting it together. The way that I did it is I primed it with the Bullet King, and then I just hot swapped over to the Backfire. Because if not, you're going to have to be a tank due to the bleed. Even with the booster hive, you do still get a bleed. It's not every time, but it is still there. Now, as far as this build, every once in a while, you know, every year or two, we'll get some like crazy new gear set or new patch or something where I do these like world record builds where we put something together and we try to see how far we can push it before breaking it, basically. And that's what we did here. So just giving you a full build breakdown, and then maybe we'll just mess around with some gameplay. Now, I am using the demo specialization, but you can use whatever you want. None of these is going to change your crit for this build. You're using exotics when you're shooting, so you can't manipulate the crit chance through the attachments like you typically would a high-end weapon or a named weapon. So with that being said, you can use whatever it is you want. It doesn't matter. You could use a gunner for armor on kill. You could use technician for a +1 skill tier. It really does not matter. As far as the secondary and sidearm, again, does not matter. All we are doing is using this build with a primary weapon. That's it. As far as the skills, I do highly recommend the Booster Hive because you are getting a bleed effect from the good old Backfire. However, if you can, try to switch it up. There we go. Like so. And then maybe it'll help you out a little bit, but it's really not. It's still going to be there. It's not going to completely take away the bleed, but it does help. As far as the build setup, we are using 4 pieces of tipping scales. This is the brand new gear set that just came out. And this thing is all about weapon handling and crit damage. That's how we're able to get a new world record for crit damage, because this new set gives you by far the most crit damage we've ever had in the game. So I think we should probably start there, yeah? Let's do that. So tipping scales. This is the brand new gear set that you can farm right now. Countdown, Summit, whatever. Pick it up, or even just going through your seasonal reward track, you'll get these items to drop from the rewards and get the blueprints. That way you can craft them later. Now, this is typically aimed towards an LMG, and that's why I was using the Bullet King, because this started out as a Bullet King build, and then I was like, meh, how high could I get it with the Backfire? Because the Bullet King, it gets up over 600% crit damage, like nearly 700% crit damage. But with the Backfire, it's, skyrocketing because of that exotic talent as well. But let's start here. So tipping scales. So right off the bat, you get a magazine size buff and LMG buff. None of those is going to really help out the Backfire that much, except for just building up your Backfire stacks. As far as the throttle control, this one is kind of tricky. So there is a delay when shooting your weapon in this thing building stacks, and it is based off of how long you are shooting your weapon. So having something with a bigger magazine size does help out that talent. However, because it's a little delayed at first, like the first few rounds are not going to count towards your gear set, it kind of hinders using this outside of an LMG. And that's why I was saying at the very beginning of this video that is this build actually like viable with a Backfire? And the answer is no, it's really not. It's meant for an LMG. It's meant for something with a very large magazine size, because that's the only way to get the stacks up without A, losing all of your ammo capacity, or B, just face tanking something for no reason. There's nothing in the game that's going to have that much armor and that much health for you to just sit there with a Backfire and just mow through magazines and magazines and magazines and magazines just to build up this gear set talent. So what you do is you build it up with an LMG. Typically something with, 130 or more rounds in the magazine, because it takes 75 at least to just get this thing up and moving. So what do I mean by that? So the chess piece comes with 2 different talents. The first one is the 4-piece bonus called Throttle Control. The other talent is called Sustainability. So sustainability, what that does is it increases your stacks from 50 to 75. So then going back up to the Throttle Control talent, shooting will build up a stack max of 75. Each stack will contain weapon handling of 0.5% and crit damage of, hold on. Because we are using the backpack, we also get the backpack talent called Snowball. Now, Snowball nearly doubles the crit damage per stack. It goes from 4 to 7. So now, when we go back to the throttle control, it should say shooting builds up a stack of 75. Each stack will provide 0.5% weapon handling and 7% crit damage. And then, yes, you do lose stacks when you're not shooting or whenever you are reloading. So the thing here, right, is you have to keep shooting your weapon and keep shooting your weapon. This is not going to be, logical with the Backfire alone. That's why I was prepping it with the Bullet King and then I swapped over, because it takes a very long time to stack this up, and I'll explain that here in a second. Like, this gear set is ridiculously strong, but only with weapons that can actually provide the ammo capacity or the magazine size to actually get the full potential out of this talent. So, we are getting 75 stacks of 7% crit damage. That's well over 500% crit damage just right there, right? Then we are using that with the Backfire. So the Backfire is the exotic SMG with the talent payment in kind. So dealing damage will add crit damage of 2% per stack up to 100. So we're getting 200% from the weapon. We are getting over 500% from the gear talent. And, well, yeah, there's more. Because we are nearly at 200% crit damage just right here on paper. So technically, we should be over 1,000, right? So, no, well, near 1,000. So we should be over 900% crit damage. But for some reason on paper, I cannot get it to show over 876. So that's why I'm saying that the new world record is 876 for a crit damage build on paper. Yes, we could use different people in our teams to provide more crit. We could also get like Coyote's mask buffs to do it that way, but none of those things will show up on paper. So right here, this weapon stat sheet, this is what I mean by on paper, because on paper, it says I have 58 and 193. But once I get all my stacks up, it skyrockets up to 876, but it should be over 900 if we're doing our math right. So let me see here. Just by doing the math, let me pull out my trusty calculator. So the Backfire does 200% crit damage when it's maxed out, right? We are sitting currently at 193, so that's 393 right off the rip, okay? So then the tipping scales, this is 7%, or, yeah, for 75. So, plus 393, yeah, we should be at 918 on the crit damage. But again, on paper, I can only get it to 876, and I don't know why. If anyone can explain that to me, please let me know in the comment section below. But I'll even show you how I got the numbers up this high at the end. But let's go back to the build. So everything is crit damage rolls on all of the tipping scales with all crit damage mods. We have a Gruppo mask because the brand set bonus gives us crit damage. So we have crit damage for the brand set bonus, crit damage for the attribute, and crit damage for the mod. And finally, we went with improvised. You can go improvised knee pads, holster, or gloves with this combination. I went with the gloves just because I was typically using this with a Bullet King, and I had contractor's gloves on here. So all I did was switch those out for improvised, and then I switched out the mask for Gruppo. Bada bing, bada boom. We go from Bullet King to Backfire. Hey, new world record. So let's go look and see how high we can get these numbers on paper one more time before we get you out of here. But let me know how high you can get your crit damage up. I can't seem to get it much higher. I was thinking what weapons would show the highest numbers, and the only thing that's coming to mind is tipping scales, and then the best exotic for crit damage would be the Backfire, so that's where my logic is pulling me. But let me know how high you can get your crit damage in the comment section below, and hey, shout out where you're from. It's really cool to see where everyone is from. But all right, here we go. So it takes a while, right? Let me show you. If I put this on hard or whatever, very hard. That's what she said. Ayo! All right, so very hard right there. And then I can crossfire. So watch this. So underneath my ammo capacity, you can see it says 1208 for my ammo. Right underneath it will be my tipping scales stacks. And watch how it kind of delays. Watch. See? It didn't even kick in yet for 11 bullets. You see that? You see that? So that means for 11 bullets, it's not even kicking in. And that's why I'm saying you got to use this with like an LMG or a Bullet King, because it's the only way to get these things, you know, fully maxed out before you lose all your freaking ammo. It's crazy. All right, so here we go. Let's max this sucker out. So with the Bullet King, we're sitting at 170 for the crit damage. It is what it is. Here we go. So now the stacks are going up. Okay. We started at 11. Oh, yeah, we get more ammo for shooting the Bullet King. Yeah, this is just a win-win-win for the Bullet King. Let's be real. The Bullet King's the best weapon for this, but we're going for a world record, baby! All right, so here we go. And it looks like we're maxed out. All right. Hot swap over to the Backfire. Drop your trusty booster. And all of a sudden, hey, now we're going ham with the Backfire. Alright, so it's looking like we're about to hit max on the tipping scales. We are now max on the Backfire. We are hitting for, let's see here. It should be 1.5 to the chest, and then 1.6. Interesting. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now we're at 1.5 to the head. Alright, let's see. Nah, it's only showing 834. I'm wondering, and this is why I was saying you need the ammo capacity with an LMG or the Backfire, because you have to get max stacks. And getting the max stacks is already, yo, stranger danger. Why do random people just join you? It's there we go, 918! 918, let's go! New record. Yo, please. I appreciate you, man, but you got to get out of here. No one. Oh my gosh. How did my group go to open? Oh, it's because I did my retaliation video. We just hit 918. 918. So like I said, okay. I said on paper we should be able to hit 918, but I couldn't get it past 876. But now, if you have stuck around for this whole video, you know that it's actually 918. Let's go. So I'll probably change the title and then just keep the intro, because that just surprised me as well. And that's why I was saying it was weird, and I was trying to figure out what the problem was. Because I knew it was supposed to be over 9, but I couldn't see it on paper. Let's try that again. 918, right off the rip. That was good. Oh, I didn't drop my booster. My bad. My bad. Alright, let's see. Yeah, see, now it's back to the 876. Yeah. Yeah, what's up with that? It showed the 918, but now it's back to 876. Right, let's try one more time. And survey says, yeah, it's back to 876. Son of a biscuit. Anyways. So I did get it to show over 918, or I got it to show over 900, so that's good. So maybe we'll stick with the 918. Very cool. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is just a G-Wiz world record build. I wanted to see how high we could get our crit, and it did not disappoint. But yeah, shout out where you're from. Hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? I'm Kamikazevondoom. Peace out. Alright, I did say that I would show you a little bit of gameplay with it. Even though this is a gimmick, and I am doing this just to show you how high we could get the numbers up, I'm still going to show you some gameplay. So we'll do heroic 4 directives. Yeesh. Alright, let's do it. Doing this with a Backfire, like, at the start, does not sound appealing. I did like the Bullet King at the start to help me get the stacks up initially. It does really help out, but hey. I said I'd show you a little bit of gameplay, and I'm a man of my word. Here we go. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Hit that like. Support the channel by subscribing. And here we go.
Walks right up to us.
Run! Woo! Day. Where you at? Oh. There you are. Put your head up. Alright. Where's the pipe? Oh, there you are. Oh, you got away. He had to back up.
Finished you, Agent.
Oh yeah.
Hostile
Thank
radio
you.
intercepted.
Secure the vault. We can't afford to lose that.
Oh, I have
Copy that.
hard to earn or whatever for the
Sounds like they repurposed
the armor?
bank's vault to secure their weapons. So that's where you need to go.
run. Ooh, piece candy. All right, here we go. Okay. Not bad. Oop. Woo! Hit that boost. Bring that boost. Thank you. Oh, snap.
Setting up my turret.
Medi. There we go. Perfect.
I'll go round.
Perfect. Hop. Yep. Just have to work with the bleed. Embrace the bleed. That's it, right? Is that not it? Where? Oh. I see you.
We need backup. At National Bond, division agents have infiltrated the building. Copy that. Sending reinforcements.
Yo, it just put me on a double
Take out their
bleed.
comms so they can't call
Come
for
on.
more backup.
Thank you. Pick up my drops. Ooh, piece of candy. Going up on a weekend. All right, boss time. Boss time. There we go. Get my drops. And here we go.
Take this.
Got it. Boom. There we go. Here we are. I'm still on a bleed. And the boom. Oh. Come on. Hold on. Let me get that. Let me get that heal. Oh, behind me. Oh, snap. Crackle and pop. Right behind me again. Man, it's gonna get me killed. Right there. Where? Oop. There we go. There we go. Alright, bye-bye.
Active terminal detected.
Bye-bye.
Agent, check that computer for intel.
One more. There we go. GG's. We did it. We did it. I mean, it is rough with the bleed, but if you had enough armor, you'd be good to go. So, here we go. that was it. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay.
That intel you picked up was
Look
an
at
analysis
that.
of our defenses at the White House. The True Sons
And that is
identified
with
several
your
vulnerabilities
new
in our
world
perimeter.
record
We
crit
can use this
damage
info
build
to
with
shore up our defenses. Good work, Agent.
918% crit damage. Woo! Never have I ever. Hit the like, subscribe. You know the little YouTube spiel, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Hey, peace out.